This video I was just pulling up.
Jesus, Moses with God face to face. He goes down the mountain, and Moses has no idea because he doesn't have a mirror, but his face is shining.
I can't. She's like, Moses comes out like he's shining, but he doesn't know because he doesn't have a mirror.
Welcome to Pod Have Mercy.
I got my hat on.
Looks great.
Does it look good?
I like it.
Good. So you were in Colorado this week.
I was.
Just so people know, Matt's not here.
Yeah, where is he?
He's his son Gabriel's. Gabriel was bad. He acted up.
Okay.
So Matt and Michelle are sending him to Africa.
That's right. He's going to Tanzania where we were.
He's going to be in timeout.
Yeah.
Some kids,
Extended.
Some parents send him to the room.
Yeah.
Matt, they don't play. The
Serious.
Russell household.
Serious business.
No, Gabe's going to go do not a gap year. Is it a gap year?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's going to go do some time in Tanzania.
It's awesome.
We don't have a guest this week, so I thought it'd be just cool. And since you're so young,
Yes.
what are you, like 28 now?
Yeah, 29 actually just turned.
I thought there were a couple of articles I thought we'd talk about real quick that I came across that have to do. They're all kind of related to the younger generation. Mm-hmm. So just to give people a heads up, like there's some new research that's come out about how younger people are actually starting to get more involved in church and how they're seeking more in faith, which a lot of older people seem to think, oh, that's not happening. But we'll talk about that. But first, have you heard of the Jesus glow up trend?
I have, yes.
Because I did Northwind you on this. It's not like Matt a couple of weeks ago where I just...
Yes, I've heard of it. Yeah, it's really interesting.
All right, so what is it? What is it? What do you say it is?
It's almost like a way for people to share their conversion and then how they've changed pre and post Christianity or their relationship with Jesus. But they do it in a way that's very superficial.
Appearance
oriented and superficial. So I think originally it turned out as something that was more genuine, and now a lot of people have turned it into a trend and they're kind of making fun of it. So
some people are making fun of it. Some people still do.
Some people are serious about it. Yeah.
So it's almost like a little drama, like a guy smoking a cigarette and drinking a thing. He's letting his belly pooch out. And then it's like he gets saved and he gets baptized and now he's all ripped and he's like handsome and it's the same dude. Mm-hmm. So this video I was just pulling up.
Jesus glow. You will look different when you spend an extended period of time with Jesus. God hides Moses in a rock, another secret place. It's an established place where you position yourself to receive from God, to see Jesus. Moses with God face to face. He goes down the mountain, and Moses has no idea because he doesn't have a mirror, but his face is shining. Why is his face shining? Because he was just with God. And if you talk about it,
I can't. She's like, Moses is so like oh my gosh, like for sure, like Moses comes out like he's shining, but he doesn't know because he doesn't have a mirror.
That's the clip for the podcast.
Like 5,000 years ago.
That's crazy.
Moses didn't have his mirror with him. He had left it at home in his bathroom. He didn't know he was shining, but he was like so shining. He was shining. And it was glowing.
Yeah.
It's the Jesus glow.
Yeah.
So apparently people are sharing this Jesus glow up. So they contrast their before life, their pre-faith. A lot of times heavy makeup, party attire, on a cigarette, looking trashy kind of thing. And then they do the after post-conversion, softer styling, modest dressed.
Yes.
In a way that's suggesting Christ brings out outward transformation, which does that. I love the article says many of these videos are set to Olivia Rodrigo songs like Deja Vu or Traitor. So these influencers. Now, so if you're an older listener to the podcast, you probably have no idea what in the world we're talking about. But let me just say, it's like this is the big thing. So if you're on TikTok, which I hope you're not, or Instagram, you do like the Jesus glow up or the Jesus glow, you're gonna find like a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So, okay, on the one hand, let's say this thing started with like as young people wanting to just go, hey, you know what? I was was not in a good place. I wasn't doing well. Now I'm following Jesus, and my life is better, and I feel good about myself. And let's just say it started
Pure intentions.
innocently
Yeah.
enough to where, like, I want to show you what I was like before and now what I'm like now.
Yeah.
But now it's like it's a combination. They still really do it for real, but now it's a meme.
Right.
How people make fun of it.
Right.
And I don't know. It just strikes me. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and admit I'm old. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm a man. I brought my hat today. I'm a man. I will admit that I'm old, so this just strikes me like it's super really cheesy. Is this what the young kids are doing, Jeff? This is what I want to ask you.
I mean, I would say yes. I think, like you said, it starts out of a place of genuine expression of someone wanting to show their journey. But social media, unfortunately, has a way of taking anything pure, and once
just
it gets extrapolated into the internet, it becomes
toxic.
disgusting after a while.
I know.
And I think the refresh rate on that is quicker and quicker now.
Oh, yeah. So it's like it's something that starts authentic and within, used to be like a month, 2 months, 3 months until somebody started making fun
Now
of it.
it's a day, and then people are making fun of it. I mean, even like
And now you have like more people making fun of it than are actually.
yes,
Why is this problematic? Well, there is this whole kind of thing that this thing is all about appearance.
Yeah.
Like somehow your spiritual devotion is going to improve your physical appearance. Like all this like glow filters and that make people look they're the thinner, or like one guy, tries to look real fat in his pre-thing and now he's ripped and
Right.
he's doing weights, and it's like, I don't know. That seems pretty shallow, almost like a prosperity gospel kind
Right.
of thing. And although he says, some of the intent may be sincere, social media just turns it into something it kind of flattens the whole spirituality into an aesthetic, is what he says.
yeah. I think anytime you get you're getting like a metric on anything that you share, and you go, oh, that got 2 million views, I need to replicate that. Then that's when it becomes toxic, I think. Or if you're copying somebody
I
else.
noticed that's kind of what happens. Is like when, what was it like? Somebody does, like, you can do anything. I don't know. You can name whatever. Somebody does something on social media and it goes viral.
Yeah.
Then everybody has to do the same thing.
Right.
It's like no one's creative. They do the same thing.
Right. Just copying over and over.
Yeah. I mean, what's an example of that? I mean, it's like, I don't know.
I mean, the glow up thing is an example,
That's
the Jesus glow up.
Well, it's just typical. I'm just trying to think of like what was an early thing. Like these people who do they cook macaroni and cheese with Cheez-Its or something.
Right.
Or somebody says, oh, look at this recipe. And then everybody has to like try to outdo each other. It's like, oh, look, I made mashed potatoes with potato chips.
Right.
All right, well, let's get into positive things.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Well, there were two studies that I came across this past week, and they actually have just been published, like within the last week. And they have to do with young people, and they have to do with some recent studies that have come out. One is a Barna study about how Gen Z, now do we know what Gen Z is? Gen Z are people born roughly between 1997 and 2007. When were you born?
88.
And I only brought you on because I thought you were young. Well, I didn't expect you to be Gen Z.
No.
So what are you, a millennial?
I'm a millennial. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sad to say.
Well, I'm Gen X.
You're Gen X.
I'm between the baby boomers and millennials. Isn't
You're
that
not
what?
You're not a boomer. Which
I'm
is
not
good.
a boomer.
You're not a boomer.
But people say to me, hey, boomer.
Okay, boomer.
Okay, boomer. I'm not a boomer. My parents were boomers. Gen X is the best generation because we grew up in both worlds. We got the technology on the one hand, but we
right.
grew up when we had no cell phones and no internet, no nothing at home.
You remember pre-cell phone?
Yeah,
era.
you come home and you just go out and play and you just show up. I mean, like we drank water out of a hose.
Right.
We did all kinds of stuff.
Right.
We didn't live scared.
That's right.
Anyway, this Gen Z study. Gen Z, this drum roll for all of you who are listening who might be Gen Xers or boomers or elders or whatever generation you are born, right? Sustainers, I think, in the older generations. Gen Z, born 1997 to 2007. Barna study just came out and said that they are the highest church-going demographic, higher than any other living generation.
Wow.
First, when I read this, is like, this is stupid. This can't be true.
Right.
This is a brand new thing that just came up. In Gen Z, they say attends church on average. Now, this is a whole generation. Okay, some people are going to go more. Some people are not going to go at all. But they average or attend church 23 services per year. That's about half of the services per year. More than any other generation. Millennials, about 22 services annually. Gen Xers, about 19 services. Boomers and elders average just under 17 services. And those born before 1946 attend 11 or fewer. Well, some of them can't really get to church anymore.
Right.
So that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. Most people would assume that younger people would come far less.
Right.
And what this brand new Barna study shows is that they actually attend overall more than boomers. By 5 Sundays per year, they attend more.
Wow.
Now, overall, church going is still less frequent across all groups.
Right.
And Barna CEO David Kinnaman notes that even regular attenders now average only 2 out of every 5 Sundays. In the old days, we used to say that if you were a regular church attender, you came about 3 Sundays a month. That was a regular attendance.
Right.
And then it went to 2. Now it's saying 2 out of 5. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Now, what do you think this says? And we're going to talk about transcendence because the second study kind of maybe speaks into this. But does that surprise you? Like,
Absolutely.
Or are you like, nah, I kind of get
No,
it?
that absolutely does. I thought it would be completely flipped.
You thought the older people.
Correct. But maybe it's because we're at a church that has a lot of the older generation in it. So I see a lot of older people at church.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a ton of churches out there that are primarily Gen Z millennial driven in their congregations.
The Barna researchers said that there's uptick of the younger generations. It shows the highest attendance rates for young adults since Barna began tracking data.
Wow.
So for everyone who says, why aren't young people going to church? Well, they are. They
Yep.
might not be going to your church.
Sure.
Or they might not be going not just to your church, they might not be going to your particular service that you attend at your church.
Right.
One of the things I have to tell people at Chapwood who go, like we have so many different worship communities and different services and all this sort of stuff, but a lot of the people who attend the 11:15 traditional service, they tend to be, let's just say boomers is a generous demographic to place them in.
Okay.
If you're listening to this and you're in the 11:15, good, you figured technology out. Congratulations. No, it's nothing personal, but I would say that group, it's consistent. We have young people in there too, but consistently older group.
Sure.
I think what happens is, though, when they come to church, our Sunday school hour, our children's school hour, all that stuff, those parents have come and picked them up. And that usually goes from about 9:45 to 10:45. So all those parents and all those kids that are in the hallway everywhere eating the donuts and destroying everything, and they're all cleared out. It's
Right.
like it's like the herd.
Right.
They eat everything and then they leave.
Yeah.
And so by 11:15, when this crowd shows up, or when they go late in their Sunday school class and they mosey on down slowly to the sanctuary, they miss all that.
Right.
So they think there's no young people here.
Right.
Where are the young people? Mm-hmm. And we have to actually show them pictures. One of the reasons why, if you know anything about Chapwood on social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, we have these great pictures that Jeff and others, our photographers, take on Sunday mornings. Mm-hmm. And it shows you like the broad diversity that's here on Sunday morning.
Right.
You may not see if you only come at 8:30 or 11:30.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, I think coming back to the Gen Z thing, though, it almost has felt like over the past few years, pandemic and even before that, there was this kind of oversaturation maybe of social media, an oversaturation of just self-absorption. And Gen Z is almost reverting back to maybe more spirituality, more community. They're drinking less. So I think we're seeing a lot of positive trends when it comes to that generation and Gen Alpha, where millennials, I think, kind of went a little too far into the...
As a millennial, speak to that. What does that mean, went too far? What does that mean? Help some of us who are older generational.
I think we maybe went away from traditional values, or we were at the tail end of a generation that was kind of testing the waters of pushing away from traditional values. And I think we've also been trying to keep up with the generation before us, where our dollar's not stretching as far, so we have to work more. Every millennial has a side hustle. You got your main job, then you got a side job, then you got another side job. You're trying to keep up. And so push. And then the generation after us are probably looking at things like home values and going, well, I'm never going to buy a house. So they're reassessing, I think, and they're dealing with things differently than how my generation dealt with them.
Yeah.
And I don't understand them at all.
See, my generation, Gen X, came along. Of course, baby boomers is the biggest generation. Most of the wealth is concentrated in that generation,
Right.
and still held there.
Right.
But when we came along, we still had the American dream that, like, what we did though when we came in, and I'm speaking from me, but as I've seen, we still knew you had to earn your place. You had to start at the bottom. You had to work your way up.
Right.
We didn't come into the system. We weren't raised that way to think I should be the boss,
Right.
or I should be the vice president on day one. No, we came in. We were willing to start because that was all we knew. It was modeled for us. But we also thought that we could, if we worked hard, and we did a good job, and we, played by the rules and did everything that was taught to us, that we could make it at least to where our parents had, or achieve greater than that.
Right.
And then I think Gen X disillusionment is in recognizing that the baby boomers never wanted to relinquish control of anything. And so when we did our time, like they had done their time, and their generation before them stepped down and hand them the keys and say, okay, you go.
Yeah.
Gen X got up there, and the baby boomers said, oh no, I'm not letting go. I'm going to work till I'm 80.
Right.
Or I'm never leaving the office. I've seen this happen where like people my generation, I'm 55, and their parents, and it's like family business, and the dad's like still in the office every day.
Wow.
Because he's like, you're in control, but I'm still going to be looking over your shoulder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
So I think so Gen X got stuck like in this weird kind of place where, we were kind of now doing things and running things and everything, but wasn't really under all our control.
Right.
And so, then the next generation that comes after us, it's like, well, dude, we're still trying, we're 50s and we're still trying to chip away at the glass ceiling here.
Right.
So you millennials can just stick it. Right. I'd fend for yourself. Go get your side hustles.
Yeah.
We don't really care.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, I think there's something to that.
Sure.
But segueing from here, and this is the last thought, and then we'll be done today. We have a short pod. But I will say this other synopsis kind of speaks into what you said, is that this is by Connor Sweetman, and it was in Christianity Today in the most recent issue that came out, A Generation Seeking Transcendence. And some of the main themes in this article is that there's a disorientation in the digital age, that Gen Z and millennials, your generation and the generation behind you, are navigating a spiritual crisis amid constant algorithm-driven fear, superficial engagement, collapse of shared sense of reality. And so objective truth feels elusive and hard to grasp. I sense that as like someone who came out of a generation of objective truth, of news you could listen to and trust.
Right.
And so I'm in this in-between where it's like you almost kind of want to just give up on like anything. There's no objective truth anymore, but I won't let go because that's not me. But I can see how the younger generation could bail on that.
Right.
I mean, it's just because now with even AI, like you don't even trust what you see anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, we had an episode, it's probably 100 episodes ago, but it was, are we living in a post-truth era? Because you can go Google one thing and get two different POVs on any topic that you search. So I think you're right. The disillusionment, I can't imagine the next generation down and the one after that and how they process information.
I think it'll snap back.
Yeah,
I think
I hope
history
so.
always does. The pendulum always swings back. How it swings back with the technology and artificial intelligence will be interesting to see how that happens. He also talks about art and community have lost depth. Used to be a bastion for authentic human expression. Now arts appear contrived and hollow. Artificial intelligence is reshaping creativity. Traditional rhythms of community, like gathering in person for honest, multidimensional exchange, have given way to isolation, echo chambers, and tribal allegiances. I think that's a big thing.
Yeah.
We've seen that now with either the crossing or what we've done in creating space for lingering in community. People are hungry for that.
Yeah.
I think in every generation.
Definitely.
And then finally, in mental health at a crisis point, he echoes this growing concern for Gen Z's mental well-being, noting that this abandonment of anchoring practices that are both spiritual and communal have pushed many to close to an emotional and existential edge, something even the U.S. Surgeon General has warned against. And so he talks about these different areas. So like the focus area and the insight, digital reality, you've got algorithms undermining our connection to truth and genuine human content. This goes back to the Jesus glow up thing.
Right.
It starts out maybe genuine, but man, it gets corrupted really quick. Right.
Yep.
Spiritual and creative void. So this now AI-driven art, AI-driven videos.
Right.
Man, they're showing up more and more and more on social. If you do social media and stream, it's like now used to be like rarely you'd see one. Now they're just like every third is like, you can tell.
Yep.
It's like,
Some people can tell, some people can't.
well, that's
My dad shows me videos all the time, and he's like, "Have you seen this lava waterfall thing?" And I'm like, "That's AI." I don't understand how people can't see it. It's interesting.
Well, I mean, but think about his generation, my generation. Again, I grew up in traditional news. I'm Peter Jennings on ABC News at night, right?
Yeah.
Or Dan Rather. You may like or not like them now. You look back, but if you were back in that generation, I mean, you trusted that they were just bringing the news. It wasn't talking
Right.
heads telling their opinion.
Right.
That's what you did. You read the paper. You got the real news. It wasn't social media out there, questioning every single thing.
Right.
And now it's a completely different experience.
Right.
Fragmented community, no more face-to-face church life, fostering of isolation and tribalism, and then mental health alarms. Young adults bearing the emotional consequences of all these cultural shifts. Well, bottom line, he says, what I thought was interesting. He said, it's a portrait of young adults in spiritual and cultural free fall.
Wow.
If you strip away meaningful artistic expression, if you strip away deep community, if you strip away reliable truth, think about the generation that you're left with and what they're craving. They're craving something or someone that transcends all that noise.
Right.
And so he says there's urgent need for spaces where real connection, unfiltered creativity, and spiritual anchors still exist. This is where I think you go back now to the increase in the young people's attendance and intersection in church. I think that the churches that can get it right, in the sense that they don't play into this Christian nationalism, they don't play into this prosperity gospel, they don't
Right.
play into this reductionist Christianity or this legalistic Christianity, but the real, true, relational Jesus faith, like, modeling the words, the teachings, the actions of Jesus, trying to build that kind of community, trying to reach those kinds of people,
Yeah.
opening the door for everyone to come in. I mean, I think that's where young people are going to go. I want to be in a place like that. I don't need to go and be in a place where everyone looks like me, dresses like me, and thinks like me. I want to go to a place that's real, authentic community, and that's got, people who have resources and people who don't, and we're alongside each other. We're living real life. We're building real relationships, and we're making a real difference in the world. I think that's the only thing for them that's going to be real.
Right.
Everything else is going to be artificial for them. Everything else in their life is going to be fake.
Right.
Where are they going to find something real? I think the church has a real opportunity for that. That's what I think.
Amen.
What do you think?
I agree. I think the biggest.
I didn't just put you on this
No,
podcast for your good looks.
I think
Some people listen; they don't watch YouTube.
I think the biggest hurdle is that when people show up to church, or how do you get past that initial roadblock of getting into the community of people that may look different than you or be in a different social class or generation? That's the biggest hurdle that I've seen. Churches that I think are doing it really well are hyper-focused on community and how do you build spaces for community outside of just your Sunday morning service experience. And that's what I think the Crossing is working to do, and other groups in Chapel is working to create spaces outside of that Sunday morning experience.
And we're going through a process now on our two primary campuses of thinking through and praying through some big spatial work, like redesign
Right.
of our existing space to how can we create spaces that are more usable for community and building and lingering and throughout the week.
Right.
Authentic community building, not just a Sunday morning worship service.
Right.
And I think that's kind of the way. I mean, I think that's the next step, the next phase.
Yeah, agreed.
Again, that strikes me that like if you're a generation, and everything that you experience on a regular basis is fake, or you're told it's fake news, or you don't know what to trust. God, you got to put you in a crisis of
Right.
just like belief and like,
Right.
how can I make a difference in the world? And I'm always fighting uphill. I mean, my voice will never be heard or never mattered. So it's got to start organically, I think, at a smaller community-based level.
Right.
Don't try to go find this on the internet.
Right.
That's what I think. But
Yeah, and we have a weird kind of balance that we have to strike because we have to be on the internet and on social media, but we also have to be that organic and real community for people. So it's always an interesting thing to try to be in the social media space. We want we want engagement. We want to tell people that we're having services and we're having these events, but we also want to provide something.
do you
real
know what
organic.
we need to do?
Tell me.
We need to start, seriously, we need to start the reverse Jesus glow.
Okay.
So like, we did have it all together.
Yeah.
We were like like we had it all together,
Yeah.
but then we realized that it was a house of cards, and then the real Jesus came, and now we do community, we do dirty, like
That's right.
snotty community where we're like with each other, and we
Yeah.
don't care what we look like or
I
what we
like that.
sound like.
The
or
opposite.
the reverse Jesus.
The reverse Jesus.
What's the opposite of glow up?
bear down?
The Jesus dim down.
Jesus dimmed down.
Yeah, I don't know. Something like that. I think that's what it needs to be.
Well, there are scriptures about whenever you follow Jesus, it's not necessarily going to make your life easier, right?
Well, yeah, take the whole taking up the cross.
The
and
whole
following
taking
me.
up the cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that's glamorous.
well, this has been fun.
Thanks for having me on.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you're on every week.
That's true.
You know, you do run the whole thing. You could put a camera right over there
I could.
And a
we're
microphone.
we're talking about doing that.
and a light.
And a light.
And you could be like one of the main characters.
Yeah,
in this
that's
whole
right.
story. This story you write.
I like to pop in from time to time.
I know you do.
Yeah. Because y'all are so good dialogue.
No.
I sit here and listen. It's great.
No, I think you do a really good job. Don't tell Matt
you.
I said that.
I won't tell Matt. No, I will not.
Make sure you like, subscribe. If the podcast, it always helps the algorithm. We just talked about the algorithm.
We did.
And hey, if you're gonna like promote an algorithm, like that, promote this one.
This is the one to promote.
Of course. I
Yes.
mean, this is the one. Like we're having authentic conversations. We got some interesting guests coming up the next couple of weeks. We're
Yep.
going to talk about people's journeys of life and faith and their struggle and all that kind of stuff. So make sure that make sure you're with us. Like, subscribe, share with other people. That's always good as well. And I think that's about it. Anything else?
That's it. It's great.
All right. Well, I'm John Stevens.
I'm Jeff Wood.
And this is Pod Have Mercy.
Boom.